Did you want to elaborate more on your CD Project Red, on your whatever that game is? I swear I will not pay attention to that game. Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah. So you're saying you got the tinfoil hat on, and you're saying it's suspicious the way that they're banning anyone from leaking gameplay ahead. And you're saying, see, I watched your video. They have not revealed any gameplay outside of controlled events, and now you're saying maybe, just maybe, this game is not going to be as stable or as beautiful as all the promotion has suggested. Is that correct?
Yes, that's 100% correct. And I think the proof is in the pudding when you look around Twitter and you manage to find GIFs of PS1 model characters that are in this game. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I think that there's going to be disappointment with this game. This game was announced 8 years ago. It shouldn't take a game 8 years to come out. Name a game that took that long in a development cycle that ended up being like worth it. I can't really think of anything.
How long was Final Fantasy VII Remake? That was like 5 years?
No, it was like 5 years, 2015.
It wasn't so
This
bad.
is 2012.
Wasn't Mario Odyssey a 7-year development game?
Oh,
Thought it was. But to your point, Kingdom Hearts 3, shitty game. Final Fantasy 15 didn't quite hit the mark. So
Yeah, but I think this is like, I don't know. This to me seems like a different, like CD Projekt Red has the pedigree to, I feel like at least to have this development cycle go on for this long, but with the intricacies of the game in mind, meaning like 15 different conversation trees for one conversation for one character or one playthrough, and there's a completely different set of conversation trees for another, and with these like unlimited options and it being so dense, I am proceeding with caution, but I'm still excited to see if this experiences everything that they've promised so far.
there you go. There's a little video.
what's the video?
If you get to, where do you want me to send it? Facebook?
Are we showing it on stream?
I'd like you to.
Facebook. So you don't have any concerns, Greg?
I mean, I do.
Watch this video and tell me if you have concerns. That's all I ask. It's a 20-second clip.
I did not believe. I thought this was fake. Let me get it up here on the screen for you guys.
Oh no, it's real.
We're gonna mute it just in case. Twitter always does this like really garbage resolution.
Even if
stuff.
even if you take into account.
Okay, it usually cleans up after a while. But this looks
It's like playing it on low settings. Though.
This looks bad. Oh, they could be doing that too, though.
And that's why the characters would look like that. No way.
Like, I can't believe that's what they would be shipping out as the default.
I could show you more if you give me a second here.
Yeah, but the thing is, anybody could be playing this on low settings. Let's say if they got a PC version, right?
So everyone was like, "Here's what we're gonna do, guys."
Well, look at the Xbox Series X though, and how many people were blowing vape smoke in it and saying that it was catching fire.
Got to get that clout.
We're gonna come up with a conspiracy.
But what I'm saying, like, what better way to get some clout, quote unquote, is to trash the most popular game.
But I don't think it's about that. I think people want to hear good things. Look, okay, Dreamcast guy made a video today. He got an early street date broken copy. Paid for it with his own money. He made a video essentially raving about how good the game was with his time with it that he's played so far. Didn't show any gameplay that he captured. Didn't show any pictures that he captured. And CD Projekt Red made him take that video down. Why?
Okay, I have an answer to that. So
under embargo.
Okay, think about this.
But embargo does not imply to someone who does not agree to the embargo. That's the thing.
But they could still copyright strike him for.
But they didn't copyright strike him. They simply emailed him and asked him to take down the video.
So here's
why did he take it down?
He did.
Here's what I think happened. So CD Projekt Red, they're not just one person. It's a group. It's a corporation. They're learning their game is out and that things are going out. So what are they doing? They have to go to a department and say, you got to lock this down. So these people, you think they're going to go and they're going to watch the whole video of Dreamcast guy, for example, and say, okay, this one checks out. Let's do it. No, they're going to do their job the easiest that they can do it. And it's like, they're just going to search for...
They didn't come after me?
Yet.
My video...
You put it up today on a Sunday.
So did... Okay. Okay, Max uploaded his video, and within an hour they emailed him.
Well,
try again, Lapine. Imagine thinking that I don't do my due diligence. I might be an idiot, but imagine thinking I don't know what I'm talking.
Maybe they couldn't find your video. Maybe you don't rank
Really?
well.
Really? I mean, maybe. But there's a reason why.
That seems like the whole like Avengers thing. How they had everything for Endgame on lockdown, and they were.
And how did that game turn out?
Lovely.
No, not the game. The movie.
Oh,
like you had most people respecting it because it was the community acknowledged that this was like the biggest deal for the Marvel community and blah 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 blah. But like in this case, like I'm sure they're playing their cards very closely. They don't want any spoilers out there for anybody, and especially how many times it's been delayed. I'm sure they're meticulously and I don't know. Honestly, like I think that maybe they could end up reaching out, but it's like if you don't normally do content like specifically working with them, I don't know if that's something that they care about. I don't know.
We'll see. I'd say if you don't.
I was gonna say I do follow the PR people on Twitter because I've worked with them for ages and I haven't really seen much from them, but then again I've been off Twitter, so
I think it's very strange. Your game comes out in 4 days. Supposedly previews. The preview embargo is up tomorrow, I believe, from what I've heard. Why are we so secretive? Why has it been that every single person that wasn't a website, that wasn't tied into a website, has been influencers who also just happen to get the Cyberpunk package and the Cyberpunk chair? I'm not saying that that's necessarily influencing their opinions, but on a subconscious level, I feel like it has to be doing something. Why were only select individuals allowed to upload 40 minutes of gameplay on YouTube channels 5 months ago, back in June? Like, there's a lot of strange things with this, and I think it's fair to talk about. I hope the game ends up being good. I don't want the game to end up being bad. Like, I plan on buying the game, but I mean, there's a lot of stupid. Here's another one. This looks like.
You're right.
To your point, though, like people like Paris, for example, got the chair, got like the preview stuff, but then now is like working with the PR team to like do some sort of, I forget what it was, like some promotion for the game.
Yeah, and who? I'll save that for off air.
Here's another video he just shared with me. This is the one I saw earlier before the podcast. I was like, what game is this?
Does that look good to people? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think that looks like a 2020 AAA game.
It's the Switch version.
You said it, not me. Where is the? I can't find the one where it was like the guy goes up to like an NPC who looks like there's like literally you could count the textures on him because there's like 5, and he just starts pistol whipping him and just pistol whipping him over and over again, and it's just like it literally looks like a PS2-esque game. Which graphics don't make the game, but once again, this is a game that's been in development for 8+ years. Like, but people's expectations are going to be high.
They are, but it's been in development, to Greg's point, not because so much of the graphical hurdles that they were trying to overcome, but the complexity of the story and the choices that they were trying to create in their world.
But at some point in time, you have to realize, you have to scale it back. You can't just sit there. Once again, when you have that long development cycle, what that does is it lets other games influence you, because a game will come out and you'll be like, oh, I want to put that in our game. I want to add this to our game. And you're constantly just adding stuff to the point of where it's like, have we lost sight of what the actual game was supposed to be? Have we lost sight of what we wanted to do with the game? Have we extended too big to the point of where now our game is suffering in quality because of it? Once again, I don't hope that it's a bad game. I don't necessarily think it will be a bad game. That's not the final product. It is, but
I don't know. I'm skeptical too.
Because okay, let's say this. Let's say this, and this is something else that somebody brought up to me. What if there's a day one patch, and there's supposed to be like a patch either day one or very early for the game. So what that would mean, kiddies, is that the copy of the game that reviewers are playing right now is not indicative of the final product, thus negating every review that you're going to read on this game in terms of presentation, because it's not indicative of the final product.
Unless they got because I've had instances where I've been reviewing a game and they send a beta update to reviewers that no one else gets, that everybody will get day one. So I think like even in that sense, like, yeah, it could potentially be this like massive patch. But at the same time too, like something that has me being a skeptic of these videos is like they redid their system specs a couple different times. They did it to accommodate the new consoles when they came out for performance settings, and they did it again with the release of the AMD 6800 GPUs, and then they did it again with the NVIDIA release of the 3070s, 3080s, or whatever, with like if you want like the best quality out of your game with RTX features on and blah 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 blah. So like even in this case where the gameplay looks old and shitty and whatever, it's like, yeah, but at the same time, they're still going to have the possibility to play that in 4K. So you're going to tell me that that's the quality that's going to be up-res to 4K. Like I feel like it's an older build, but again, I'm still skeptical of it potentially being really bad. So like I said before,
the thing is, I don't think that's indicative of the whole game. But what I'm saying is, I think that's indicative of moments within the game. Just like that low res ass boat person that was in Spider-Man. Like it's a noticeable thing. And like I said, when you look for the latest Cyberpunk leaks, most of them have already been DMCA'd. So I can't even find the gun thing anymore. Once again, if this was not, you're hiding something. If this is not okay, let's end it on this, because I feel like we could talk about it forever. Which is an easier thing to do if you're a CD Projekt Red? To sit there and comb the internet for tweets of videos of your game, to sit there and comb YouTube for tweets of your game and tell these people to take them down, or if this is not indicative of the final product, put out a tweet or a Facebook post or both and say, hey, the leaks that you've been seeing aren't indicative of the final product. We hope you enjoy the game when it releases on December 10th, which would take less time, which would be more efficient.
Your concerns are valid. I'm not saying they're not, but we're gonna know tomorrow. With
will we though?
Well, we're gonna know. We're gonna have a better idea of where it's going tomorrow.
I think if the preview embargo lifts and there's like actual gameplay attached to it, but then again, that's exactly the same case with Resident Evil 3. They were so strict on the remake of like what you could show, what enemies, and the final product was really good, and I didn't see why they were so, unwilling to be flexible with that. That's true. So I don't know. I mean, I do agree that this with Sean that this is pointing to something's not right.
The thing I really don't like about it is it's not like some of these copies were bought illegally. Literally, Best Buy accidentally sent out copies of the game to people who pre-ordered it. So if I pre-ordered a game and it comes early, I have to adhere to embargo shit? No, fuck you. No, I'm sorry. That doesn't sit right with me.
I saw someone that got it on the second.
Yeah, like
Reddit.
No one has review copies as far as I know. Well,
they're not
previews are going out tomorrow.
Right.
That's the preview embargo supposedly. I know I put in a request for it. I never heard anything back, which is fine, but it was up on Terminals, which is a website where you can put in for companies go and they say, hey, would you like to and the reviews aren't going up tomorrow. Previews. I'm just saying.
We'll see. I think there's going to be a lot more to talk about. I don't think the story's going to end on launch day. They have, the bar is very high after Witcher 3 for what this studio needs to put out. I think they're feeling that pressure. The fact that this has been in development for so long, the fact that the marketing and the hype behind it has been so high, there's a lot to live up to, and it's a lot easier to miss that than
and how can you prance around Keanu Reeves and your game completely be ass?
Yeah. Ask Hideo Kojima with Norman Reedus.
There's a lot more chances of this going again, like not as well as they want them to go in their favor. So I think there's going to be a story long after, and they're going to be doing post-launch content and patching things up and trying to keep pushing that game forward. And you're going to get haters and people who are just completely in love with the world.
One last thing. This kind of sucks too, because this leaves them with egg on their face after the whole crunch thing, and and now they're going to have a new battle to fight with, responding to that. And
well, their whole crunch thing was kind of BS anyways, because when you looked at how the money was breaking down, those people were making bank for crunch, for having to work. What was it, like an additional Saturday or something? Like,